This could be a big mistake.
Mistake?
If they could do that to a wall, imagine what they could do to our heads.
For sure. And our heads are nowhere near that thick.
Think for yourself.
Turtles.
Yeah, and we didn't make that hole, you wacko.
Oh no.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting edition of Turtle Talk. Sorry it's a little early / late. I don't really know what to say these days, but you know what? I said it was going to be next week, but now it's this week. So you know what? Let's just have a shell of a good time, folks. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Diamond Dave Wheeler, aka Dave Wonder, aka Dave Wheeler. You can call me whatever the hell you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. With me, as always, is my fellow host, the bitterest of marks, Dan.
Not bitter today. It's WrestleMania. What's
Only
going on?
17 hours of wrestling content from one company this weekend.
Spread across 48 hours, yeah.
Oh my god.
How are you, man?
It's good.
Yeah. Where are you? I just see
Right
me.
here. Don't worry. We're doing
okay. Oh, you know what I need? I need some light here. There we go. Now I'm looking paler than ever. What's going on?
Not a lot, but this was all just building up to the dramatic reveal of our fantastic mystery guest that I totally advertised who exactly it was, and that's Billy Maru. What up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna try real hard to match Dan's energy just now because that was here. So I'm gonna try to get up to that.
It's not typical for me.
That was nice. Thank you guys for having me on here.
It's an honor to have you on here, man.
I appreciate it.
It's been one of those things. I think we've been talking about it for a couple weeks now, and it's just like, dude, we gotta do this. Also, it's one of those strange things. When Billy popped on, I was like, this is really weird because we're meeting for the first time. But I feel like I watch his streams, he watches my streams. It's like, oh shit, like this is so weird. But all 17 hours only to be overshadowed by Supercard of Honor last night. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, see, this is just Turtle Mania. But real quick, welcome to everybody in the chat as well. As you might know, this is Turtle Talk. We're going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our fandom, our love of it, the news, even what was that? I saw that for a moment. See, the funny thing is, I have a turtle in reach, but I also have this big glorious bastard who just shines like a diamond in a goat's ass, I believe is the phrase. But I don't know where that phrase comes from. I don't really want to know, but that's okay. Real quick, I figure we bust in with the news, and then we'll do a little getting to know you with Billy. Is that all right?
Perfect.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So it's been a month.
It's been a crazy month.
It has, and I feel like there has been a lot of stuff that has been revealed, shown. I feel like we covered most of that last time. The few things that are newer are this big bastard.
Look at this.
So this is from Foray Planet Series 1, Wave 1, 1/12 scale. This is the Wilderness Hunter Crocker, who could just be a crocodile in some bayou wear. That's all.
Your typical everyday generic crocodile, the bayou crocodile, the New Orleans crocodile. That's not been done.
And it's the thing of, I got a couple pictures here, but I do want to get your guys' thoughts on it once we fling through real quick, because we don't only have one version of this big lovely bastard. See, it could be Killer Croc. I mean, it could be whatever you want. You make Crocker whatever you want. Every time I say Crocker, I always want to say Tubbs, but I know it's Crockett, and never mind. Also, we have like Pimp Daddy Wilderness Hunter Crocker.
Look at this, man. This is a sweet looking figure.
I believe this is the BBTS variant.
Yep.
Just stunning. I love the two different skin tones.
Look at that. That's my pose right there. The arms back, that thing right there. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? What do you guys think of apparently Betty Crocker?
I like that the name is in quotes. Like even they are recognizing like this is Crocker, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Do we know a price point on this?
I believe it's like 85.
Okay.
Hold on, I can pull that up real quick.
He's a big boy too.
He is.
That was gonna be my next question. Is what's the height on him? Do we know?
Yeah, they got it. I want to say he's close to 8 inches.
Ooh.
He is 7.68 inches, made of plastic, part of the Furay Planet series. 28 points of articulation, includes a mini comic featuring the character's background and character story, and he is $89.99 currently on BBTS.
Oh man.
Okay,
did you guys pick this up?
I have the normal version on pre-order.
I have both.
Oh, you're a big boy playing. I like
I'm
that.
I'm all in on that one. It's funny to me that his name's Crocker, seeing that I'm gonna get nerdy on you, seeing that he's an alligator, but I think that's a good way to like swerve. You know, you could swerve a little bit. The back of that freaking vest jacket right there on the
money.
This is money.
Oh, that's
Literally,
what it is.
It's amazing.
I will be so curious how this comes out in production.
Oh,
because I love it, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
That's interesting. Okay, do we have a close up? Is it like actual just bills, like straight up?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's do this.
Man,
enhance.
Yeah, let's just
$100
bills. Okay,
Benjamin.
Yeah. All right, you're right.
I do also love that he has the wrapped up like shotgun and knife, where it's very much like this one. He could be hucking it like freaking Scorpion if he wanted, or fishing that way.
Look at the paint apps on those holsters. There's a little nice dry brush on them too,
right? And again, like the Furay Toys is a newer company, kind of, because they are also offering the Definitely Not Turtle. I believe it's Winter Ninja, Fall Ninja. It's definitely not Leonardo Turtle.
Are all of their products just knockoff turtle stuff?
So far. But,
wow. Yeah. Okay, that's a bold business strategy. Okay.
But there's only been the two that have really gotten revealed so far. Gotta love toys made for adults. Oh yeah,
man. Yeah, I'm
excited. What up, Oreo?
I'm excited for those, man.
Yeah, I may have to pick up that I almost said Leatherhead. I almost have to pick up that Crocker.
It's I was gonna say it's not a Leatherhead. No, and again, like I was dying because that's not right. Hold on. Boop, there we go. I have a friend who is actually he studies amphibians and lizards and whatnot for a living. And I said, yeah, it's Crocker, because he's a crocodile. Ha 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 ha. Like just kind of, because I'm like, the whole thing was it's a joke.
Yeah.
He's an alligator, and he's like, actually, you see me, and I'm like, no. I know this.
I know my stuff, man. Trust me.
But it looks stunning.
Gorgeous.
Premium price point, but premium figure.
Looks fantastic. Yeah, look at that.
Does he come with? And he comes with alternate hands too, right? I mean,
he has the grips. He has like the C grips. He has the wide splayed hands, and I think that's it, because that's all you really see from all the pictures. Whoa, we'll get to that one.
Yeah.
Nice, but and here you can see it's just kind of the splayed.
Those are wonderful. I think that first one, that right there is obviously my Ninja Turtle Croc, and then the other one will definitely be a DC Croc. I think I love that.
I like that strategy. Okay.
Yeah, that right there. That's why I got both. I was like, I really want to. Gosh, that looks so good. They both
right.
It's a small thing, but I also like how big the feet are.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be. It looks like at least he'll be very easy to pose, even with having that weighty tail on the behind him.
Well, and it looks too like this is a cut joint right here, so I'm thinking you can get him up on his toes. See, like right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, and you make a good point there too with the tail behind him, and you can see in the first shot, or almost all of them, the tail's not touching the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
That's nice to know. My triceratons are all
They're
kind of
tripoding.
Relaxing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the BBTS product description has a good explanation. It's very true, Hankin. But you know what? I think that it's just a badass looking croc is enough to go off of. Very, very.
You'll have to do some kind of spotlight on that comic. I didn't realize it came with a comic with a backstory.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, all right, cool. Like, that. Yeah, as soon as it comes in,
we'll have to cover that. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I'm reverse of you, Billy, because like I look at this one and I'm like, oh, that looks like that dude's been sitting out basking in the sun. Like I like that for more of the definitely not Leatherhead. And then this one like looks like Arkham City style Killer Croc paint scheme.
That looks good.
I think it's the 2012 series that might have got me. And also thinking about like Leatherhead's the color of his jacket. Yeah. It's like that red or that orange red, and I see that I'm like, yeah. But man, why not? You could put them. You can swap. You can swap those things out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wish he was not behind like about 80 figures, but one of my buddies helped me print a 2-up of the 2012 Leatherhead. Ooh, and so he's twice as big. I painted him up. He's in my display, but I have him going, and he has a bunch of foot soldiers flying off of him.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He is buried back there. Maybe after the stream, we'll
post that. You got to
post a little mobile.
That's awesome.
But moving on, I know there was a brief glimpse of it. You pop over, and we get NECA dropping this bombshell that says "Skating into April." I mean,
that was a wallet groan, is what that was.
This is about a re-release of Mondo Gecko, right? Not this gigantic, delicious yellow vehicle.
Yeah, speaking of giant toys that we need, how big is this thing?
That's what I'm looking at right now. This keen-eyed viewers might notice. All right, you got the core, right? But then there's the green top right there. So you're looking at about probably, if you butt his ankles up, that head's probably about there. Yeah, I'm guessing. So I mean,
good call in corner. I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're probably looking at 9-inch tall, maybe 9.5-inch. I'm guessing. Again, I would say 9.5 up to the top of the spoiler. Again, I'm totally speculating. I don't know shit. Right. This image dropped like 4 hours ago.
But I have the figure here. I have the Michelangelo, right? Or a Michelangelo. Yes. The wheel is the size of this figure. I mean, it comes up to like halfway up his chest.
But again, if you bump him back, so his ankle goes back to there, that wheel goes up to about his belt.
Yeah, and you got an upward angle. You know what? It's NECA. It's gonna be in scale. So.
Absolutely. I'm
how big is this thing?
How big is it? How much space do I need to dedicate for this stuff?
Well, and here's my question about it. So I will admit I ordered the Underground Arsenal turtle. Like, are you too?
Guilty.
Because I looked at that and I'm like, oh, this fits so many different aspects from the Fred Wolf cartoon into it, and I'm so curious to see what NECA does with theirs, because there's part of me that's like, I don't think they can do all of what Underground Arsenal did on theirs, because they're gonna want to hide the articulation and show off more of the paint elements.
Right.
But again, I'm all for the fact that they're releasing it. I'm also very curious to see what the price point
is. Yeah. So what is Super 7's price on theirs?
$500.
That one I stayed away from.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
Yeah. I too. Again, the Underground Arsenal one was announced. It is $499 and $99. But it looks like a blimp. Like it's.
Sure. I mean, I don't want to say you're getting what you pay for, because $500 is a lot no matter what you're getting. But
it's phenomenal looking. But if you look at the Underground Arsenal one, was $200, $220,
and you can pay in installments, which is great.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
Mr. Geeky in the chat, I would guess looking at $250 to $300. Yeah, and I am
at least, yeah.
I'm very, very curious to see. Again, I'm very curious to see where this leads. I'm curious to see if it's going to be a general release or if this is going to be some con exclusive or NECA store exclusive as a way of just kind of padding out the this would be a gigantic chunk of a display on a shelf.
Yeah.
You know,
ladies and gentlemen, the reveal of NECA Lab.
yeah, right. And also kind of a fun little thing. You got the generic diorama in the back there.
Oh yeah, love
with
those.
what I'm pretty sure is a Jack's trash can, because I definitely
They use Jack's accessories all the time.
Yeah, and I'm here for it because
Yeah,
I do. That's like
Yeah.
accessories on my display.
Absolutely.
Blainer Things said at one point it won't be close to 500. I'm guessing 2 to 250. My guess is 350 to 400. I'm gonna go $1, Bob. Sorry.
Smart.
Gotta go Price is Right rules, right? 100% Jack's trash can. Yeah.
Oh man.
But we have one more image to get through, but I didn't know if all the thoughts were done on this one. Any last words before we keep trucking?
My only feeling on this is fear of the size, fear of the price.
You know, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited because where does this go? Where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Like, if obviously this will sell out. There's no question in my mind that this will sell very well.
You son of a bitch, Hulk.
But my God, where's this going to go?
98. I think Bean nailed it on the head. The sheer volume of NECA Turtle products has almost been overwhelming. I know those Scumbugs and Antraxes are also hitting on top of, and the A-Stuck and Mutagen
A-Stuck is out there, yep.
On top of Haulathon.
Oh man.
Which is a lot.
Dude, I haven't spent this much money on any toy franchise line, and especially in the last freaking 2 months. Turtles this year has been bonkers.
It's been nuts.
Yeah. Well, NECA's Monster Turtles on top of their normal line. You got Super 7. You got them also pumping out exclusives. You got third parties. You got the best action Loyal Subjects figures, which I
thought Bill was just talking about NECA solely, but if you're talking about all turtle stuff, absolutely. Like
Mezco announced Turtles. It's like, what is happening?
I don't know if he promised that Modern Toy Fair, but it wouldn't surprise me if it all costs $20 to ship a figure with NECA. Oh, that's a good call. If this is an exclusive online or something, shipping's gonna be rough. Oh yeah, Token Razar also coming out for the cartoon version.
Yeah.
But it is a God. I'm gonna use this stupid pun a bunch of times because I've been watching the 03 series a bit lately. It is a shell of a time to be a shellhead because you know what? It is a golden era of turtle collecting because there is the vintage, there is modern collecting, everything is accessible right now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Flat rate shipping is always the same with NECA. Are you sure though? Because this I think would bust that rule. Just saying.
Yeah.
If the Toon Turtle stuff was readily available via online stores, that we wouldn't need to go quite so nuts with Haulathon stuff. Yeah.
But it is though, isn't it?
It's very, what's crazy is how available it is now. I remember, I think the last thing that was really hard to get, and we'll get it again, is Casey and April. To me, were like those two packs, and without my friends, I wouldn't have gotten them.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at prices on those two sets specifically today because I have both those sets. I still have the boxes. They're unboxed, but I mean, I could easily put them back in the box. At this point, when those sets are going for $175, $200, gosh, can you justify hanging on to them when they're most likely just going to re-release them in 2 months, or if not sooner?
I don't know. That's I don't sell my turtle stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard point because I'm coming at it again. Dan, I know that you have a business that is
Flips and Bumps podcast. Yeah,
there we go.
Flip stuff for a living, right?
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about turtle stuff and my video game stuff. When it goes into my collection, it doesn't come out. Right. But at this point, like, money is money, and with the amount of accessibility that the turtle stuff has at Targets now, the stuff just piles up. Like, it goes slowly, but it does go.
Yeah.
I gotta think that April and Casey sets, when they do inevitably come, are gonna have the same fate.
I have a feeling though there will be areas where they'll fly, because I know for a fact the Casey Jones set never hit Minnesota.
Never came to you, yeah.
Like it never hit this area. Like I ended up getting mine, I think from Russ, because he was like, "Hey, I got a spare," and I'm like, "How the hell do you have a spare?" He's like, "NECA." I'm like, "What do you mean NECA?"
It's NECA, man.
And I ended up getting it from him. Oh yeah, that's right. We got Mirage coming too. Also, Pablo, I've heard many things. I haven't heard any confirmation on things about the loot crate stuff.
They're not going to be sending on.
There's the rumors that they'll be issuing refunds.
I hope that's not true.
Oh,
I'm in the same boat. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what's going on with it. I've seen stuff of there was an issue and all their stuff is still over in a warehouse overseas somewhere. I've seen rumors that they didn't pay their bills or something, or pay their suppliers. I've seen things that, it's just stuck on a ship somewhere. And I'm like, again, it's all speculation at this point until something solid comes out. And I hope that the thing that is solid that comes out is the goddamn figures, because they look so cool.
That Donnie, man. Oh, I gotta have
right.
At least we got Danny.
Right. Stupid
short Danny. Right.
Daniel.
Oh my God! But the funny thing is the only positive that I can glean from this is if it does indeed happen the way that everybody's speculating, is I can throw a little salt at Robo once in a while, but that's okay.
There you go.
But also, I think that NECA would eventually make right on it anyways and get them out somehow.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they'd find a way to release all those, because it's what is it? We got Scrag, we have
Donnie
and then we have the Mutant Shredders, and then we have Don. Is that everybody?
I
Yeah.
think that's right.
Yeah. So it's like I have a feeling that if something happens with it, we will see them eventually, whether or not it's with the Loot Crate accoutrement. Remains to be seen.
It will be interesting if they do offer refunds, or not even offer refunds, if they just mandate refunds. Do they refund your entire purchase? Do they justify it and say, it's a partial refund because we sent you out the first box? But a lot of people are only paying for they don't care about the first box. Like, some people aren't movie collectors. They only got the first box because you had to get all of them to get Scrag. Yeah. Can you make an argument like, okay, I didn't want the first box? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a tricky situation if it does go that route.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
What were you saying, Billy?
It was crazy to me, was like the whole Loot Crate thing and whatnot. I remember I did that years ago, and not just Turtles, like whenever Loot Crate was new. And I was like, this is neat. Dude, the TMNT stuff, like the TMNT Loot Crates are freaking awesome. Like, usually I get these Loot Crates and I'm like, I'll give all this junk to my friends and I'll keep the one deal right here, if they want it. I want to say I kept almost 95% of everything that came in those. I was pretty blown away.
The one item that I'm still on the hunt for is the video game TV.
Dude, that's nice.
Because the problem was I ordered that one, and there was a shipping error and it got lost, and I was like, well, crap, because that was with the Shell Shock turtle, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up tracking down that turtle on the secondary, thankfully for around retail, which was dope. But nice. I'm still after that stupid TV, and I'm like, I can't spend $50 on the TV on eBay. So if anybody out there has that Loot Crate TV, let me know.
But yeah, get him one. I mean, it's a good stand-in are those awesome, like, what are those the mini TVs? Have you seen those with Back to the Future and stuff?
I have the 66 Batman one in one of my turtle displays, because it just looks retro and I love it.
The Back to the Future one will fit too. Both, I mean, kind of both work because they're always scrapping and grabbing stuff.
Oh yeah.
But also, if we get a turtle one of those, could you imagine?
Dude, I'm itchy for one, because I hope they do it. I'm trying to think of the maker that made it now. He made a series of the TV with the book
on the books. That's the one I have.
And then you can swap out the screen because it's magnetic. I'm like, I hope they make it like that TV. Like, it has the books as legs.
I did. Now, mine, I have that TV that you're talking about on the books. Mine does not have the magnetic screen. I think I got like an early version before you started doing that.
So NECA also put out that these products are being retired. And so So I apparently they will not be coming back up. They're pulling a Disney vault on us. Oh, thanks, Clayface. I appreciate that.
It seems like just they play to get targets cleared out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is other than the Baxter here. This is, I mean, times 20 what my target shelves look like right now.
Yep.
Punk frogs for days.
Right, exactly. Tons of frogs. And then right now, I mean, everything else. I don't think we have any of the new sets left, but I mean, everything else you see here, we have a ton of the Wingnut and Screwloos.
Oh yeah.
Saw those today. Yeah.
But that was the that was the end of the news. That was all that I got from running through everything, going, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm like, I covered that, covered that. This was what came out. It's one of those things that the NECA vault move kind of cracks me up, because I look at that and I go, we've been down this path. I can still go buy a copy of Beauty and the Beast at Best Buy right now if I really want to.
Right.
Never saw Chrome Dome in person in Tennessee. Right on, Chris. I'm sorry. But do you have chances to get him now? I guess I don't know.
Chrome Dome's great too. He's one of them.
He's a big bitch.
The other news thing, kind of news thing, is that and we kind of touched on this earlier, just with the amount of money that we're spending on NECA currently, is all of the pre-orders they have it going on right now. I think, I mean, kind of in correlation with Holothon. Right now, it's what is it right now? The Secret of the Ooze 4-pack, the accessory set, and the Toka and Razor. Yeah, on top of the Mousers, on top of Usagi, on top of the Mousers were a part of it. Wow, this has been going on for so long. Jeez.
Well, no, okay. Oh, sorry. Those aren't Holothon. Those are just pre-orders that are up.
Pre-orders.
Right?
Oh, just pre-orders that we haven't gotten yet. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shit ton of pre-orders that are out there, because the other day I ended up looking at I was like, oh, I got an email about NECA, and it's the shipping updates. And I'm like, oh, I have that on order.
Oh no, this isn't good news. This is bad news.
Shit. Like, my brain hurt from.
I wish they would have chilled out a little bit on those, because like when it comes to the army builders, I would have spent a lot more on Mousers, but I only got I either got one or two.
I did too, and and Mousers are like legitimately one of my favorite baddies from Turtles. And honestly, if Super 7 wasn't so pricey, I probably would have gotten two of that one as well.
I grabbed one of theirs as well, yeah. So it's and then I've got my favorites. My favorite Mouser I have is my Mondo Mouser, just because it's like it's like master mold for the Mousers. He's like so big.
Dude. So I have the Mondo Turtles back there, and I have four of the Mondo Mousers, because I went to a garage sale a couple summers back, and there were two loose ones in a Ziploc bag that said robot dogs. Like, sold. I feel really bad for whoever.
Yeah, because you just profited off of a messy divorce is what you did. That's insane.
I guess they are in the display. I have one down with my baddies, and then I have three that are up in the actual display with the turtles that are all like strewn about or like chomping on nose half.
Robot dog.
Bean nailed it. Mouster mold.
Ooh, nice.
There
one.
we go. Oh,
nice.
Joe Anger in the chat. Duluth Holothon was picked clean today, which was bittersweet. I didn't score, but I also didn't end up buying $300 worth of stuff. That's fair.
Okay.
Keep an eye out on my Instagram this week, because Joe and I have a new stream that will be debuting Friday. With the third man is just prime. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, friggin' robot dogs, right? I saw that and I'm like, dogs have 4 legs, but I'm not gonna fight this.
Not all dogs.
And that's true. Although they also don't have giant beaks and one red eye and no tail, and I don't know. It's a hell of a jump. But
what else do they have? We need to go back to that house.
Yeah,
legit. I found that, and I found I shit you not, a Tupperware tub of finished Gundam wing models.
Wow.
And I was like, they were pretty smashed up, and the weird thing was the robot dogs were, I think, $15,
Oh no!
for the pair of them.
Wait, $15. Wait a minute.
What? I mean, you know what?
don't know that what they are. You're calling them robot dogs.
I know.
You have done a lot of good in your life, Dave. That's what happened.
I like to think so. I'm like, ooh, that karmic swing. And the thing is, usually when I find that stuff, I'm like, hey, do you know what this is? But in that instance, I was like, I will buy your robot dogs.
Sure. I was just waiting for you to be like, would you take 10?
Yeah. No.
I totally agree. I'm being serious. I think 15 is way too high if they don't know what it is.
But here was the weird swing on it though. That box, that bin O Gundam, like the Gunpla heap.
Yeah.
He wanted like $75 for. And wow. I'm like, they were busted, like not like falling apart, like the kits fell apart, but like bent and like yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell. But some folks still haven't heard of Google. True story, Manic. I'd be curious to see that woman's dog. Oh man, Luca, someday NECA should give Dave a turtle reveal for Turtle Talk. I would be all for it. Oh, what up, Enrique?
Let's get it.
But yeah, no, I don't know. That was probably one of my biggest turtle hauls outside of what is arguably the best score I've ever had, period, in collecting, which was I worked an estate sale. The lady was trying to just get rid of stuff and like so that there was room to put stuff out, and I found a case fresh pack of 10 backs, unpunched soft heads. And I said, okay, this is your money right here. Like as much as because that's what I got brought in for, was doing that, was helping like find that stuff. And she's like, I just need stuff gone. If you want it, put it aside. Yeah. We'll talk price of them. Okay. So I made a pile, and yeah, basically got a hell of a deal. I'll just leave it at that.
Dude, that's amazing. I go to garage sales all the time, and I do find cool stuff, but normally it's stuff other people finds cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's not stuff that I occasionally I do, but like that find is tailor-made for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I to this day, like I got a bunch of other weird 80s stuff, like the Mr. T card game, stuff like that, where it's just like, all right, this stuff was fit for that. But yeah, the turtles, awesome. I have a grandiose plan, but I don't know. It would take over like a door in my house to display it the way that I want to, because I want to make.
Sounds like it'll be worth it.
I want to make a big 10-back card and like put the figures on like they're the figures.
In the placement, so
it's like a piece of art too, because
that's bigger than a door,
right? I think I figured it out. It'd be 4 foot by 8 foot to like, or 4 foot by 6 foot to make like kind of proper proportion. But
there you go.
Anyways, am I supposed to pray over leftovers?
Yeah.
But Billy.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because I feel like I know you, but we've literally never talked before today.
Right.
So for the fine folks out there in the chat land, who are you? What do you do? And then we'll dive into some turtle talk with you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, my name is Billy Mahoney. I'm here in Texas. Professionally, for the last almost 2 decades now, I've been a video editor, motion graphics designer. And then for the little over a decade now, I've been repairing the toys of the action figure community. And it's every single company has toys that will break. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a QC problem or a child got a hold of it or an adult got a hold of it. Fell from a ceiling, an animal got a hold of it, whatever, you name it, something's going to break. So that's something that I've been doing. And it has really grown a lot. So much so that every month I actually take April off. This is my birthday month. That's my excuse. But it's really, the first 2 weeks are used to catch up on repairs. And usually what happens is, like, I don't know, this is like my fault, but I'll say, hey, I'm going to take, April off.
And I get flooded.
Yeah, I get flooded, and which is happening right now, but I'm just kind of having to stay firm, except for when a mom hits me up and she's like, hey, my son broke his Spider-Man. And I'm like,
God dang it.
Send it over. So I did that the other day. But anyways, I have a ton behind me right now That's what I'm going for. But yeah, that's basically it.
You have a loyal subject right there in Luca. I've done a custom for Luca as well. Bill fixed my 1/6 scale King Arts Iron Man.
Let me just say for a minute, like if anybody ever had to deal with Luca's probably like he is the definition of patience.
Oh, hell yeah.
in like human form. I sat there with that figure for probably months. It was definitely months, and he would pop on my streams. I'm like, hey man, not obviously not ducking you, but it was like
this is what's up.
There were so many issues. Like we called him the Pink Panties Iron Man because he had this the faded and which if anybody ever has that issue, if you have a metallic red that's faded pink, just get you some of the I believe it's Tamiya.
Luke would like to clarify 6 months.
Yeah. 6 months. Tamiya X27, dude, if you just put this over it, you don't have to strip the paint, you don't have to do anything. This will make it so nice. I could have finished that thing in probably 5.5 months if I'd have known that. I had to reattach the arms with magnets. It was nuts, man. This figure was just a mess, and he was a trooper. So I've fixed plenty of hot toy with the pink panty issue.
It's one of those stupid fixes on the earlier ones, man. It was rough. Also, Lucas said Cast the Cave helped a lot. Also, shout out to Corey because he's the best.
Corey's amazing.
Love Corey.
Corey's one of my best friends. I talk to that guy literally every day.
Oh, dude, I gotta add you to the group. It's him. What is it? It's him, Robo,
Alex,
Fantastic Four. And we just shoot shit back and forth. All the time.
Yeah, man, he's my guy, man. I cannot say how amazing Corey is really with his job. I mean, we've all seen his painting is next level, whatever you want to call it. It's transcends awesome, but he does little things. He just became this partner in my TOYCHANIC business with me, just because out of the kindness of his heart, really. He casts the weirdest stuff for me. I'm like, dude, I've got a joint here, and this thing is bananas. I've never seen one like this. And sure enough, he'll figure out a way to. He's like, let me get it. If I can't fix it, then I can get him to cast it, and I can replace it for him.
Cannon beams is solid as well. But now for the meat and taters, Billy.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't know that I could use your shoot name, so I've been calling you Billy Maru, and I feel like an ass.
Oh, dude, people say that all the time. They're like, "Hey, it's Bill Space Maru" on my like things I get in the mail and stuff. I'm like, it's just Bill Maru. That's just
Anyway, anyways, Billy. Yeah. So you are a turtle fan.
Absolutely.
Where did all that start? Are you lifelong? Did you come in a little later on? Like,
dude, I've got a picture of me. I was like, when I was a kid, I was the fifth turtle. I was basically a second Donatello. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you remember that when you were a kid, like those crappy little cosplay things that they came out with,
role playing things with like the beak.
Yep, the beak, and I had a tiny green freaking bow staff, which was such a joke. I was like, man, and like you look like blue sweatpants or something. It was weird. But anyways, I have always been a turtle fan. Like it was Ghostbusters and Turtles. Like that, you couldn't beat those two for me. So yeah,
Billy, I think we just became best friends.
Dude, it just happens. It just happens naturally, man. You know, it's always funny too. And everybody's like, "Oh, who's the best turtle?" I'm like, you don't get to say that. You can say your favorite turtle. You can always say your favorite.
And that's what I always say on here. I try not to yuck anybody's yum. I'll give people shit, but that's in jest. It's like you can have a favorite turtle. It's your opinion. You're welcome.
Absolutely. Like Donatello would clearly be the right answer, but when it comes down to it,
I ain't starting this today, Billy.
That's my favorite personally.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it meets every turtle meets somebody's personality. I think.
Right on. And I think that's kind of the beauty of it. I mean, Dan and I have talked about it on here before in the past, where everybody kind of bonds, like has that weird attachment to one turtle. Whether it's Donnie or Mikey or Raph or Leah or Venus. I know Mitch isn't in the chat today. Mitch is out on a sweet D&D session. Again, don't yuck anybody else's yum. Also, we can talk about Venus a little later on.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Got a big thing going on. I won't go too in depth because I don't want to spoil nothing. But wow, sorry, it's not opinion. It's Donnie. Ouch. Oh, see, and it begins. Just people going to be shouting.
Yeah, the war has begun.
Renaissance artist names.
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Where's the
Billy
beef?
loves Charles Bronson.
That's true.
Everyone is entitled to their own rock. But you know, I think that's one of the really cool things. I'm a Mikey dude.
Cool.
Dan's Raph, right?
Yeah, I'm Raph.
Yeah. But yeah, so lifelong fan. So we do kind of the top 2, top 3. You know what? I'm guessing I see the collection in the back, so I'm gonna go top 5.
Is that all turtles behind you?
So turtles are actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's
4
one towards
shelves
the
of
bottom.
turtles right there. I've got 2 more shelves right here. Turtles, a wall of turtles. But then you've got DC, Transformers, and
See
then it
Voltron.
gets a little weird in the bottom. There's a big Aquaman. Aquaman's like number 1 for me.
Damn it, Hankin. My favorite
but
turtle
after
is
that,
Franklin.
There's a lot of turtles in here. A lot of turtles.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was gonna be my
So-
question. I wanted to know where you're at currently. Like, is Turtles your number 1 fandom, or is there obviously there's other stuff you're interested in, but is Turtles number 1?
I mean, it's hard to say number 1 because like there's like 3 things that won't leave the collection, and it's definitely Aquaman, Nightcrawler, and Turtles.
Hell
So,
Wow. Okay.
but I like
that.
but right now, I'm definitely at that point with how much we're getting and the promising future, and just the space. Because obviously this is full up. There's a lot of these shelves that need to go at this
Yeah.
point. Turtles, I think, are going to be. I would rather sell. I would sell all of my. I would say I'd sell like 95% of my Marvel stuff and just do Turtles easily.
Attaboy.
They're
There
more
you go.
interesting for me, man. I mean, I don't know. That's I guess where we're at.
Hulk smash
Yeah.
Nightcrawler is better than the Turtles. Which, by the way, if you want a killer Nightcrawler head, go over and check out Casting Cave, because sweet Jesus, he's got that fan plastic 4 sculpt.
Oh, it's already in the basket, man. Oh,
It's,
you know it.
it's so beautiful. So top 5 figures from your OG collection. So from growing up, your top 5 figures. So we'll cut it at, let's cut it at the 03 series, because then that kind of guarantees more
Okay.
from
Okay.
the vintage lines, which is really weird to say that the 2003 series is vintage.
Oh man, I don't think I can tell you my favorite, but I can definitely tell you my 5 favorite, but I don't know the order.
The order. That's fine.
No particular order. You don't got
Top 5.
to. I wouldn't do that to you.
One that immediately would probably actually be in the top 2 is definitely Ace Duck. Original,
Right on.
like Ace Duck is my favorite. As far as like side characters go, Ace.
Yeah.
Like Ace is number 1. Usagi's kind of hard to throw in there because of Stan Sakai. You know, it's just because he's like that. He's amazing. Oh god, I do like the in the 2003 series. I love the Donatello, like just basically the regular
Straight
Donatello.
up.
I think it was the first one that I had that had bendable toes and his hands moved.
Oh yeah. That was the later. So that was
Was it
the
later?
I think it was like the armor turtles or something.
Was it the
like
armor
that.
turtle? Oh, okay, so
Because it has that, it has the toe articulation, and it has it has knee joints and arm joints. Or they didn't have arm joints. They had
these like weird.
Yeah.
It was such a okay. So
those are actually the 03 turtles I have in my display.
So I might have to do top 5 turtles right now. Is that what I'm doing? Okay.
Yeah, so just top 5 figs. Like again, no particular order. And again, we're cutting off 03. So
Original. Okay, so original Walkabout.
right on.
I loved him. I think that's
Good
one
one.
of my favorites. Ray Fillet.
What up, Tussler?
Ray Fillet was amazing. As far, man, I'm trying to think of like I had some villains that I really loved too. Does the Technodrome count, or is that like?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Oh, I don't even. Oh my god. Obviously Donatello. OG
Okay.
Donatello was amazing.
So what's the reason for these being favorites? Are these figures that you had and just loved as a kid, or did you come to love them now?
No, these were I want that on the
Okay,
when I walked
that's
through
cool.
Walmart
Okay.
because at the time,
Yeah.
or because like it's not like I saw Ace Duck for that 3 seconds on the cartoon on his TV. I was like,
Yeah.
I like the duck. I love ducks, just aquatic stuff. But that was it.
You're just like, I'm in. Sold.
Golly, I don't know. That's pretty close. I also really loved Rocksteady and stuff, so I don't know if
Hell yeah.
maybe Rocksteady, just because I thought he was really cool. I love that guy.
Rocksteady and Bebop were my dudes. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me
Great
wrong,
figure.
I love the turtles, but oh my god.
Oh wait, hang on.
He needs a top 15.
The shell.
Hold on. We'll do top 5 good, top 5 bad.
Oh, bad?
Because then that opens it up.
Top 5 bad? Oh my
Yeah.
god. April O'Neil with the real hair.
There you go. I was talking about bad guys, but you know
You
what?
meant villains versus.
Oh, you said top 5 bad.
No.
Bad guys. That was the worst figures.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean,
He had that at the ready.
the ravishing reporter was a pretty rough figure. I will throw that out.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you said top 5 bad figures. I was like, man, that one. And I don't know any other ones. That was
You were ready to go with that answer. That was great.
Yeah, that's the first one that jumped in. Man, as far as villains went, it would have had to been like I loved Rocksteady. I really liked Baxter Stockman. I thought he was cool. I love the Krang in his little walker, not the big android body, but I loved. That was one of the coolest figures I remember having as a kid.
It was different. Then, it wasn't just another dude.
Right.
The walker was so unique.
Yeah. I think that's what was so cool about Mutagen Man was that you could fill him with water and all the little pieces which were going to get lost. Like it was just basically he was like an action figure version of Operation, so all the pieces got lost.
That's good. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is what I thought he was super.
Dude, I legit busted this dude open, took all his loose pieces, and they're in there. I was like, nope, not chancing it.
Lock him up. That's amazing. One of the things is one of my favorite figures I think of all time would have been those battle shell turtles where you could put all the stuff in their shells.
Oh, the storage shells,
yeah, that was the storage shell. It was so convenient for just
so good.
I loved it, man. Yeah, except unless it was Donatello. Obviously he's not going to fit a bow staff in there, but it had a ton of throwing stars.
But you could put it on his back though. Because they did have the holders. Because I don't have a bunch of my vintage stuff on display because they were beaten to shit, and I was like, hey, my son is 5, and I'm like, if you want to play with them, dude, trust me, they're not gonna get worse. Like have at them, like have some fun, and
try to break this.
Plays with them all the time,
Nice.
And but I have my storage shells, and I have the OG like 4 that are up on the shelf.
I have an OG Donnie on card. Like the original one on card. The card's a little yellow, but the plastic, the clamshell is, but
it was Clayface. It was meant to be a joke, and then it became a freaking phenomenon.
That's amazing.
All right, so we went good, we went bad, we also went just bad in general. Let's go top 3 figures you wanted but never got.
How extensive was your collection when you were a kid?
I was about to say next question.
Yeah.
I don't.
Never mind.
Well, okay. I can give you a kind of a fun story that follows that. So this isn't like a sob story. Like, so my parents were divorced, and I did the whole other weekend, or every once a week or whatever. My stepmom was terrible. Okay, she wouldn't let me take my figures over to my mom's house.
Oh no.
My mom's house, my grandma had bought me the sewer set.
Oh,
we love grandma.
My stepmom purposely told her not to give me the Technodrome, and she bought the Technodrome for me, and I couldn't bring it.
Oh, you can't combine them. Oh no.
Brutal.
Oh no.
When I was 10 years old, my stepmom and my father got divorced. I went to go live with my mom permanently, and I took the Technodrome. It was
First
the
thing you
only
did.
thing. It was the only thing on my brain as a 10-year-old. I was like, I can't wait. And it happened. And I swear it was like that scene in Pulp Fiction where they open the briefcase and the gold light comes out. And I was like, this is it. That was it. Yeah. I don't think I had that feeling again until I lost my virginity. That was it. It was just like, this was it right there. That's the special moment.
And Billy, someday it will happen. Sorry,
my wife's gonna laugh, dude.
It's low hanging fruit, man. I'm sorry.
That's too good.
No, but but that's the beautiful thing about it is like everybody has those kind of stories of like that moment of like whoa, because mine was kind of different in the fact that I never had the turtle lair or the Technodrome or anything, but I was a big like oh, I'm gonna make something out of like boxes and construction paper and shit. And I remember my grandpa brought over a bunch of chunks of, I think it was PVC pipe that he had left over from doing plumbing. I was like, yeah. So I'm like tracing it on the thing and like stabbing the box to like cut the hole. And I'm like, I have turtle tubes.
This is
like,
amazing. This is real sewer.
Awesome. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's so cool.
But
man, I don't know, man. That's it's funny you say that. Is like, I think that one thing that I wanted when I was a kid that I never got was a turtle blimp that could float.
Oh yeah.
I wanted that more than anything. Was an actual, like, if it could just like fill it with helium, which probably wouldn't work, it just drop, you know. But
like, this is what I'm trying to figure out, and maybe it was a balloon or something. But at one of my buddy's birthdays growing up, he got a turtle blimp, and it had helium in it, and it floated.
Would it actually float?
Yeah,
Really?
and because his folks had a dome home, and the thing is like, you know, it had a string on it, so oh look, here we go,
Yeah.
and then he went, oops, and it went,
dude,
right.
Because I could see like tossing it up and it being like, you know, kind of having.
No, this was like a balloon, like it just.
I mean, it was big. If I remember, it was pretty big, right?
Yeah,
and the bottom part, I don't know that it would have floated. The also floated doesn't sound like a word.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, it had to have.
That could have just been like a child, one of those childhood memories where you like I remember my dad being like 9 feet tall. You know what I mean? The same thing.
We need to see if we can. I would love to see. You know, like Mythbusters. I'd love to see if we could do that. If we could. Dude, it's so hard to find one.
I'll go get the tank of helium from the Dollar Tree. Let's fucking go.
I mean,
I'll get the crash test dummy.
Yeah.
If it works, how many?
Dude,
man. Oh.
Again, it's that thing of like, it could have been like a turtle blimp balloon, is what I was saying. Is like, because in my memory, he had like everything, legitimately, like every turtle, every vehicle, everything. And I just remember going over there and being like, the turtle blimp flies? Because I never had it, so I was like,
dude, my pug bit into that thing and
oh no,
inflated no more. I still, you know, you can still have fun with the part. But,
so I have some parts over there, and I'm actually going to make a screen accurate turtle blimp so I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna put on the vintage balloon. Just
that's my man.
So
that's my favorite vehicle. I love the turtle blimp.
Okay. Even back as a little kid, I remember watching the Fred Wolf cartoon and just being like, look at him go. Why the hell do they have a blimp? Where do they
where do they keep this blimp?
Yeah. And then
do they have to deflate it every time that they're done with the blimp?
My favorite was in the 2012 series where they're just like, it's a water tower, and it just like blows up and the balloon inflates, and they're like, here we go. But
no one will notice. No one will notice.
But the vintage one, like looking back at it, I just remember where, and anytime they're like, all right, there they are, detach. Ah!
Yeah.
And they just
now we glide. It's a glider now somehow.
They really did fall in style. Like, if you think about it, like, it was a giant hunk of metal. Like, what is it? Dave walks into the Dollar Tree, yells, distraction! Steals helium and runs out of the store.
We're talking about walking, talking turtles here. Our blimps can fly however we need them to at this point. You know?
Dude, if half those people could actually stand upright in that with their proportions of their heads and their arms and legs, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Oh, later, Mr. Geeky. Catch you later, Ethan.
Funny.
But now, god damn it, I'm going to the Dollar Tree tomorrow.
Pocket
sand.
If you made that happen, if I was watching it, you just see me just like, it's amazing. It's so beautiful.
It's happening, you guys.
It's happening. I wanted this since I was a kid.
So how did you get arrested? Oh, turtle blimp.
It's a funny story.
Yeah. This one time at the Dollar Tree.
Local man arrested for stealing helium.
When asked for comment, he just screamed, "Turtle blimp!"
It's just being pushed into a cop car.
Yeah,
he did it.
All right, so
bitch did it.
So what was your favorite figure growing up from your master stash? I guess what was your favorite from one side or the other? I guess because you could technically have two since you weren't able to share them.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. Well, I had the Donatello at every place. Are we talking like favorite? We're just gonna from now on just assume turtles until you say something differently.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. God, man, Ace Duck, dude. As much as I love Donatello, Ace had that cool factor where you could like, first off, fold the freaking wings up, stick them in your pocket,
right?
And you could never lose them. And then, hey, guess what? He's flying now, or no, now he's on the ground. Take him off. Here we go.
Yeah.
The hat said adios a long time ago, though. That hat was gone, like that. And the eggs, the egg
my mom hot glued it on, if I remember correctly.
Smart.
That sucker was on there.
I liked him without the hat. I was totally okay with it. You know, I was fine with him without.
He looked
real.
fine.
I've thought about this a lot. Like when I'm displaying my vintage stuff, I try to display them with as many accessories as I have. Right, just load them up and try to get. If I've got a complete one, I do a complete. But a complete figure does not remind me of my childhood. Like so for you. You know what I mean? Like I would lose the stuff all the time. Like if I was trying to replicate my childhood collection, I would have an Ace Duck with no hat, no wings, no bombs, no belt, no nothing. When you display your Ace Duck, do you have them complete? Do you have? I mean, is it
I do, because you know what? I did lose all those things when I was a kid, except for the wings. I did have the wings, but yeah. So when you're old now, now that I'm older, I'm like, well, now he's this full representation of the actual.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That figure.
I'm kind of the same. I'm kind of the same way, but also the opposite, depending on the figure. Because like my Michelangelo, beaten to shit, because that was a pocket toy. That was the one where you always had it with you and everything. The nunchucks were, just 4 individual handles, and one half of them had the wing off of them, where it just looked like a stick of TNT with a long fuse. And a couple years ago, I was like, I can fix this now. So I took a pin vise and I was like, worked in the whole, like the hot glue, or just spot welded it, or put some Loctite in.
There you go.
They're good to go.
This conversation has my wheels spinning now. Like, do I need like my regular vintage collection that has accessories, looks complete, and then do I also need like a beat collection with like just the iconic figures in their bare form, or just as I remember them, just Baxter Stockman with one wing, you know what I mean? Just
right.
That feels like a collector's like art exhibit.
It's
like
right.
And you explain why. Yeah, it's like this is.
Well, it's like Dan Larson's Boba set. Like he's not after perfect ones. He's after the ones with history to them. Like, my Bebop, for I shit you not, probably like from the time I was 6 or 7 to the time I was like 13, was missing his forearm.
The whole forearm. The hands come off all the time.
It had popped out. Like the socket on it was just not good, and it had popped out. But it had popped out in my like backpack that I had forever. Well, what happened when that backpack broke? I had to empty it out, and lo and behold, I found his forearm, and I'm like,
there's the forearm.
That's fun. Ninja Turtle toys actually helped me stop like sucking my thumb.
Oh yeah,
really? Yeah, I was a thumb sucker kid, and I ended up chewing on Bebop's head for the longest time. That rubber head, it was weird. It's just one of those things that happened. I remember my mom was like, "I think this is okay."
Now, okay, here's the real trick, though.
Yeah.
Hard head or soft head?
Soft head. It had to be the soft head.
There we go. Well, I don't know. Maybe you got a big mouth.
His mom's not irresponsible.
Walk thumb.
You could have a big mouth.
Hey, listen,
I don't know, man.
We didn't have to ride with seatbelts in the back seat of the car, It was different times.
Legitimately growing up, I didn't know Dr. Mindbender wasn't horribly scarred on this side of his face because our dog got to him. And so I remember watching the cartoon and being like, oh, well, they couldn't just make him Two-Face, like they couldn't show that. That wouldn't be acceptable on TV. No, my mind didn't say, oh, my dog chewed on the toy. My brain was like, assuredly, the TV cartoon is wrong.
Wow, I love that. Like young Dave was like, that would be too graphic for a cartoon.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
I still have that mind bender though, and it's one of those things that it sits in one of those places in my memory of just like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's how I remember him though. Like that's what I had. It was like Beast. Never had a Beastman figure. Always had a Grizzlor. But my brother always said, "Oh, it's Beastman." I'm like, "Oh, they did a shitty job on Beastman, but it worked." We always used.
And it looks closer to Beastman than the actual Beastman.
That figure terrified me as a kid.
Grizzlor?
Grizzlor? Yeah, I didn't like the real hair.
He looked like a critter. Like he looked like.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a horde harness, like.
Nope. No thanks.
See, we like my brother and I. We were the youngest of the grandkids and everything, so we had a lot of hand-me-downs.
Yep.
So it was always one of those things of like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
You never think twice of it. You're just like, oh, cool. All right, let's roll. Let's go.
That's funny, man. I get it.
Oh, what up, Eric? Is it true redheads have no soul? I mean,
my wife may be watching downstairs.
Hi, Steph.
Yeah.
I don't have the shirt on to be like,
that I know that's crossing over your streams, but that made her weep. Thank you for doing it.
I just wanted to show support where I could.
You're the man.
Check nextlevelgrit.com, right?
Yeah, and on Instagram, anywhere you can find Next Level Grit stuff. Thank you.
Go. This sounds really weird. Go check out Dan's wife.
As much as absolutely.
She's a badass.
That's awesome.
All right. That's a story for another day. So okay, we went through favorite figure you did have, didn't have, favorite base set. What is that white whale? What is that holy grail of yours as far as turtle collecting goes?
Is this something that exists or doesn't exist?
That does exist, like something that would be attainable, realistically or unrealistically, financial wise.
Oh man.
Billy's hate of Grizzlor equals Robo's hate of Mossman. Maybe.
It wasn't a hate. It was a straight up fear. I
Fear.
didn't like it. I didn't want it in my room.
I think you could argue Robo is scared of flocking. He doesn't like it. It's, again, a story for another day.
Gosh, you know what's funny is here recently I have been on the hunt for a complete turtle blimp.
Right on.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like trying to think of anything else that I want because I've got Donnie on card.
Yeah.
Actually, I have like every single almost every Donatello on card that I want.
Right on.
So, just like each iteration of that. At this point, I don't really know what I'm missing as an adult that I don't have or that I missed out on. And I can't think of anything that I missed out on right now. At first, it was like the bright green turtles. I was like, I'm not getting those. I just want these dark turtles. Those are great. And then I guess that FOMO missed out where I was like, I missed the
shit.
Why did I not do that? And then of course we got these new ones. I don't know, man. That's funny because it's like I don't have it. Because I have almost everything that I've wanted to grab, and it's not a lot. I don't have like a bunch of things that I just had to have, but I think an Ace Duck on card would be really cool. I think that would seal the deal of my, as I call it, wall art. Any figure that's on card on the wall, that's art at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Oh, what would be cool? I never owned. Who's the cat? Oh my God.
Scratch.
Yeah. Never had that.
That's the one figure you didn't have. The rarest of the figures.
I stand by so I am still working on this vlog. A couple of weeks back, I went on a cross-country road trip with one of my oldest friends to sell off his childhood collection to raise some money for his wedding. And it was one of those things. I gotta pull up the picture because
I can't wait to see this video. I didn't know you were made of you recorded along the way. This was an epic.
So glad you did.
I recorded as much as I could. I didn't record when we were processing the collection because it was literally like, holy shit. Like, because I landed Thursday, we had to process everything, leave at 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday to drive from Vernon, Connecticut to Cincinnati.
That's amazing.
So,
what an awesome, that's a freaking great adventure, man.
Yeah. Oh, right? it was. And I couldn't ask to do it with a better person because Steve is one of my oldest friends. Like I said, I recorded as much as I could. And of course, now I'm trying to find the damn pictures. So
that's awesome.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I don't think it's spoilers on the vlog or anything, but did he end up moving everything?
Yep. One go.
In one go.
Wow. One stop shop.
Good for him.
Good.
And he got a number that he was happy with?
Yep. And I think if we would have had an extra day, we could have gotten a little bit more from it.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
I was pleased as punch that it worked out like it did. Oh, okay, I'm getting closer.
More importantly, did you walk away with anything?
Oh yeah. I showed it off on a stream.
Yeah.
He was just like, dude, if you want anything, just let me know what it is, and then just put it in a bag. I'm like, okay.
He walked away
and-
with an experience.
and so I literally processing everything. I'm down to like maybe one tub and like 2 boxes, and I open up the tub, and there's that sitting right on top.
Hello. This
And I'm
one's
just
not
like-
worth a lot.
And I just go, Steve, this your money right here. And he's like, what do you mean?
There you go.
And this was
That's
was
awesome.
the club.
Oh,
Sorry,
you showed me these pictures. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
this
just
was
fun.
insane.
I took Scratch out of there, but yeah, there was that. There was Shogun. There was, I
Dude.
mean, but then there was also not so ideal toys, but
Wow.
Hulk
That is
2099,
wild.
dude. It was that thing of it was just boxes and boxes and boxes
Oh,
and
that's so fun.
Bro.
boxes. That's my
That
point.
makes me want to sit on the floor so badly. That looks,
Dude,
looks like fun.
it really was. And like the thing was, is he and I grew up together. So it was the thing of like we pull up and be like, dude, I remember this, and I'm like, keep or sell, and he's like, sell. He
Oh.
kept like a box worth of stuff probably, but the rest of it went.
That is
Is that the first Scratch that you've owned?
Well, I don't have it. He sold it. Like,
Oh, I thought that was
No,
one of the
wow.
things you picked out.
No. I was like, dude, because
It's too big, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
I have no attachment to Scratch because Scratch
Right.
was so far towards the end of the line. It was like I remember those clogging shelves. Like,
Oh, you've
which
told
is-
the story of you picking up the carded Scratch too.
Yeah, I picked
Yeah.
up a carded Scratch in Ely, Minnesota, like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, semi
and-
recently, right?
Yeah, for retail. For the
Like
$5.99
$4.99 retail. Yeah.
and I was just like, this is worth a lot of money. And they're like, are you gonna pay it or not? I'm like, here you go. And I did flip it. I admit to that. But it was the thing of like at the time that was going for a lot of money. I was like, so like
absolutely. That's insane.
we were saving up to get a house. We were doing everything.
Yeah.
So it was
That's
like,
awesome, though, man.
all
What a
right.
fun.
So that was the extent of my Scratch ownership was cool. Thank you. Hello, eBay.
Yeah. I think that's
Some
one of the
toys
things
you can't justify if you have no attachment
Yeah.
to them. You can't justify the price tag that they have, and leaving it on the shelf for a collector to get. The
Yeah.
odds of a collector eventually getting that and not a flipper to get it, there's no sense in leaving it. You did the right thing by picking it up and flipping it.
Well,
That's why
and
some of the. I think it's really fun sometimes to find a rare figure and
Yeah.
purposely buy it just to sell it to friends.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah, sure, that's
you get
another
paid
option.
for it. Like, I
Well,
mean,
no,
obviously for retail, but
Well, that was the thing is like I asked around and I was like, because at the time I only had like 1 or 2 friends who were like collectors,
right.
and so I was like, okay, like I knew that was going for a lot because I was working at a shop at the time, so I was like, this gotta go, like, but
It's fine.
as one of my friends put it, I'm a great fan but a shitty collector because I've never been a completist on anything, and like
Mm,
push come to shove, like some of my favorite things in like this room, at the end of the day, they are just things.
oh,
you know,
absolutely.
And that's the thing is I have some friends who'd be like, nope, kid's gone. It's like, no. Like,
That's the worst question, and I'm sure you've gotten this, both of you. But it's like, hey, if your house is on fire, what figure are you grabbing?
yeah, I'm like,
I was
no,
like,
I'm
I was
getting
like,
the
am I
fuck out.
grabbing a figure? Like, well, like theoretically, I'm like,
Theoretically, yeah.
you always gotta be like, you always have to have the white knight mentality. You're like, I would grab my significant other, of course,
Yeah.
the animals. But it's like figure. I look around, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe something that can't be replaced. Probably my Egon. I have my
Yeah.
original Egon from when I was a kid. That's the only figure
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, that can't be replaced. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's and I know they re-released them, but it's like that's mine.
That's
I
the
mean,
OG one.
Yeah, no, of course you could buy it an original one on eBay again. Look at that, a Woody
Yeah.
action right there. That's great.
That's
I
how you
got-
know.
This boy, we went on.
I've never seen one that loose. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It means it was well loved. I always show off this one because I keep it within arm's length, and it's because this was my first full custom. Was the Madman of Snap
Madman.
City. Hold on,
Freakazoid, like body almost. It almost, dude.
it's a
It does
Dick
look like
Grayson.
Freakazoid.
I didn't even paint underneath. But
Well,
I
you
used
need to.
I used house paint on this.
House
awesome.
paint.
And yeah, it sits right up here, and it lives where I can look at it and go, yeah, okay, I've come a long way. Like I actually made Madman and Joe last year, and they're up in my display, and I'm like, all right, that's like 25 years later, and that's kind of awesome. Chris,
it's a good thing that you definitely did advance. That would have been a little rough.
Yeah, just
you're like, man,
I paint real good.
Yeah, I peaked when I was 7. It was great.
Yeah, just nailed it.
Here's a question for you guys. Random off-topic question, but you brought up the question of what would you grab if there was a fire.
Yeah.
On the topic of fire, do either you guys insure your collections?
Absolutely.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
Because it's under the house policy, but I want to do an actual like
a separate one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just because, especially with the 1/6 scale stuff that I collect, it's like, yeah.
I'm that with my video game stuff, but the figures I haven't gotten that far with.
But yeah, I mean, it's that funny thing of, I was a toy buyer for a comic shop for a number of years. Like, I've worked shows, I've done all that stuff, and it's one of those weird things of, like, I have this figure within arm's length, and it's a little timely because it's WrestleMania season. But I have the Revolution Cody Rhodes chase figure.
Hey, spoilers, bro. Spoilers.
And what? Okay, rumored.
At this point, it's spoilers.
Clearly, I'm not watching Mania right now. But I was at Revolution where he debuted the ridiculous neck tattoo and everything, and that was such an important event. Like I did C2E2, and I went across the area, went to the Revolution pay-per-view. They made Kenny, they made Cody, they made a couple others in their gear from that, and I'm like, that's kind of a fun way to collect. It's like, I'll get them if they release the gear. And originally they said this was the standard release. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then they're like, that's the 1 in 500 chase. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's kidding.
But my buddy,
so how did you get that?
My buddy Matt found it.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was just like, he's like, are you looking for this? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I probably can't afford what it's worth, but where the hell did you find that? He's like, Target. And I was like, oh, okay. And I will say, he hooked me up for retail. He good brothered it, and I was very appreciative.
That's crazy.
So it sits in a place of prominence. It's literally right there, right next to me, because it's well, I'm not a gigantic Cody fan. The figure itself means something to me.
Yeah, that's a specific one. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
very cool.
Very cool story there. That's amazing.
But yeah, so yeah, no, that's a hella good question. On that front, let's get back into the Turtles. So there's Super 7, there's NECA, there's Best Action, if you want to include that for some reason. I'm sorry, I got my hands on the Mikey, and I'm very, very grateful to my homie for sending it. But woof, that, my friend, is a hunk of something. So we'll first off, do you collect the Super 7 stuff, or do you just do NECA, or?
Gosh, this is rough. No, I don't. Definitely don't just do NECA. So with Super 7, I wasn't sure how far I'd go, so I was like, I'm definitely gonna grab the boys. So I have it's weird. I have like I just collect this amount of characters. It's a good 10, but it's like usually when it comes down to it, it's you got your Shredder, your Bebop, your Rocksteady, and then I've got all the boys, Splinter, Casey, April. It's very simple, And of course they did Ace. I mean, it's just. And there's so many of those. They look really cool on a shelf. Like I've got that what was it, the Tmnt film, the movie. Actually the animated one, I love that. Like I thought it was really fun. It was one of my
TMNT?
Yeah, just TMNT.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool. And I like that version of Casey. So anyways, I do collect some of the Super 7, but my God, I got that Baxter in, and it's like
no Kranger.
It's like Mega Baxter. It's kind of fun, I guess, for a story. If you were like, oh, Baxter really went crazy on this, it's like Super Baxter.
He's good to go.
Yeah, I did not. I skipped on Shredder. I was like, I can't do that again. I skipped on Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh,
This time, I was like,
for
they
Super
look,
7?
yeah,
Oh,
they look,
buddy.
they look neat. And I saw them in person. I was like, God, I hate that pink head on Bebop so much. That big old. Oof.
I gotta say, if you get a chance to actually like handle one, like you come up to Minnesota sometime, you can handle my Bebop and Rocksteady, okay?
You can handle Rocksteady.
We're that kind of friends now. No, but those two figures were ones because I was like, I'm just gonna get the 4 turtles, then I'm out with Super 7. And then it was like I saw Bebop in person. I'm like, son of a gun. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. I got it. I opened it. I'm like, well, when's Rocksteady coming out?
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, and for me, they put out.
The chat is saying that he came with an alternate head as well.
He did.
He did. Okay.
Did he?
Oh yeah, Clay. my favorite turtle, Mike.
Yeah, I had to avoid Shredder. I was like, oh my god, he looks as bad as I did when I was a kid.
Dude, Shredder and the Foot Soldier, I actually didn't get because they couldn't look as bad as they were when we were kids. Because they didn't have the crunch, so you couldn't make them. You couldn't give them like the scoliosis back. That bothered me for some reason. I don't quite know why, but
so it kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was like, all right, I have to say the Donatello, I'm in love with that thing. I love those new head sculpts that they did. Mikey's is, but the rest are really, really awesome.
Mikey, I sculpted teeth into.
There you go. Okay, I was like, man, that poor guy. Oh God, look at that.
That's pretty great.
It's fantastic.
He needs a longer bow staff. That's my only critique.
Definitely. The robot Bebop coming out.
Whew, that chunky boy.
That was an insta buy. I like that because he's gonna be big. You know what I mean? Like, and so for me, that makes sense for my collection right now. That this giant robot version sounds awesome. And then of course, Gorilla.
Gorilla.
I had to get him because me and Johnny Woo have a good relationship with each other, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy that, and not to mention the sculptors. I don't know, you might have heard of him, the guy that sculpted it. He's a pretty cool
some
guy.
asshole.
Yeah, and that honestly, that was a big reason why I bought that one in particular.
He also sculpted Scratch.
I saw that too. I didn't get Scratch though. I was just like, you know what? You avoided me for all these years, and screw you. I don't need you.
I already told Alex I'm getting that one. I'm sending it out his way, and I want him to sign it like Andy from Toy Story.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
on the foot, so that I have it by my friend in my collection.
I love. See, that's awesome. I saw that and I was like, well, I want to support him, and I just as far as Johnny goes, I was like, that's super cool.
All right.
So big guys, I'll probably collect the big guys if there's a big. And I did get the Mousers, of course, but dude, Splinter's awesome. I skipped out on him. I'm happy with my NECA version.
Oh man, see, and I the way I've been collecting is I go off if I remember the figure or if I remember them from the cartoon, and I remember the figure so much more. So that's been my way of going. I can avoid this one and I can avoid that one.
I get you, absolutely.
From both companies.
That's the beauty of being a turtle collector, I think, is like you get to do whatever the hell you want, really.
Oh, they're releasing a better Mikey alt head with Surfer Mikey. Hell yeah. I'm very, very excited for that.
Just need my freaking Detective Donnie, please. Undercover Don.
I thought for sure he was coming out because they're doing that undercover Raph, and I'm like, that's the tooling. Like
that's it.
So
but then they dropped Punk Don, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that. That's amazing.
That looked amazing, yeah.
Just, dude, the Prodigy alternate head, like with the
right.
I
was like, let's go. I was like, I was in. Yeah. But I hope that NECA, I would even take, it's stupid, I shouldn't even tell him this because he'll do it, but I would take a retooling or a repaint of these damn turtles again if they would just give me a brown Donatello, an olive brown.
Oh, yeah. Do like the old toy color schemes.
That's why Super 7 and Mondo was like instant. I'm in that. Yeah. That's too cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're not there yet.
And my brain just went completely blank. Shit. Oh, the Metal Mikey that got announced in that wave.
Oh yeah.
Legitimately, the last Turtle Talk, I said that was kind of I I don't want to say holy grail, but I had never seen one in person. And legitimately, the next day at the local toy swap, my buddy had one for sale. And I was like, that's really cool. And I was like, I can't spend that money right now, but that's really cool. And then the next
less than
day,
24 hours later. That was a sign.
Wow.
The wild thing, though, was the next day was Monday, not Turtle Tuesday. But on Turtle Tuesday, they revealed Metal Mikey coming out in Super Nintendo. I'm like,
crazy.
I am willing to spend the $55 to get that, as opposed to the like $200 for a minty one.
Sure.
Just because I'm like, that's really neat, and I already know that I like the metalhead tooling. So
yeah,
like,
all right, cool, right on. I think that's the special part right there. You're like, that's amazing. That's the one I wanted, you know.
Well, and it was the thing of like, I vaguely remember it as a kid of like, oh, shiny Mikey, Metal Mikey, what the hell? Like, I like that. It's RoboCop, but Mikey.
Yeah.
And it's like, but
wasn't it Donatello and Leonardo? Did they have wings or something in that line?
yeah, they had
Fighters?
Winged Warriors.
Yeah,
Winged Warriors.
Because it was Donnie and it was Leo, but they didn't do Raph and Mike. But then they did the dinosaur turtles, and I'm trying to remember because I don't think they did all 4 of them for that one. Because you had Tricera Mikey, you had Pterodon, you had.
They ran out of puns.
Yeah, I guess. Honestly, the ones that pissed me off, and the funny thing is that legit my first like claim to internet fame was making the missing fucking turtle. These bastards.
Yo, the Jim Lees.
Is that right?
Yep. I made Leonardo's, and I made Leonardo's for like for almost 2 years. And just like, okay, here we go. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, I make another one. Here you go.
There you go.
And so I was buying these like the beat the shit ones off of eBay for like $4 and $5, and like taking them apart, reassembling them, and then I realized I don't own one.
Man.
So
like, you still don't have one? You don't have one of your Leonardo customs?
Nope. I sold all of them that I made, and so
that's
what I'm doing. I actually have a busted up Donnie, and I have a busted up Mikey. So I'm gonna get to work on that in the next couple weeks. I have the other 3 back there on my display, which you can barely see over my shoulder.
Oh yeah, no, you can see
them right there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But so I got them. So I will be making a Leonardo on Tiny Ming Tuesday.
Would you use a specific turtle to repaint, or would you just grab whatever was beat?
No, so, I mean, I knew that specifically if I could get a Raph, I would get a Raph, but more often than not, I would use Donatello, a Black Razor from Wildcats.
Why do you have all this stuff right next to you?
Because I'm making one.
Oh, you are making one. Okay.
He's like, why do you have these?
Because I'm going to take my Dremel to these and go, goodbye, childhood.
Oh, man. That's incredible.
But so I'll be making a Leonardo in the next couple weeks. I actually just wired up a bunch of chain because I'm gonna make mine a little bit special because it's Jim Lee from the 90s, so it's like, you know what Leonardo's got besides fucking fins for some reason. He's got chain wrapped around his forearms because he's a ninja.
Just a bunch of unnecessary crazy. That's amazing.
So I found, actually I pulled up my old external hard drive that had my old laptop casing in it.
Nice.
And I found my reference images. I also found a couple of photos from the Varner Studios. That I don't remember if I took or if I just found them online, but that bastard right there.
Wow.
That is what I'm making.
That's very cool.
Red outfit. It's wonderful.
For some reason.
Blue turtle. Yeah.
But my psycho ass is making a full wrap posable chain that'll go around his forearms. So I'm gonna make it look more like the actual concept art. So
very cool.
Oh man. That's a wild one. Straight up.
It's gonna be weird.
That's perfect.
I'm really excited to get back into it, but it's also the thing of I haven't made one in forever, so it's like, well, I'm kind of coming at it with fresh eyes, though.
Absolutely, man. I'm sure that'll be fun. Really want
Bengali. I always loved his look from the show. Oh, we talking about that? Jim Lee's my favorite comic artist. It bugged me that they only did 3 of the 4. And the weird thing is all 4 of them appeared in the crossover with Savage Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So there was.
What was the reason that they only released 3 of them?
They had them tooled and everything. I think it was that they didn't have enough room in the line.
How do you not have enough room in the? How big was the line? 3?
4 turtles.
Because I think these came out in conjunction with the Savage Dragon line.
Okay, I see. Okay, so they were like sprinkled in, and they were getting to them when they could.
Oh no, because they did the 3 in one go. But I think
that's even worse. Okay,
It's just 4 planning.
I'm not rationalizing it in the fucking lead. I think legitimately they were like, well, the wave's supposed to have 6 figures. Well, we need a Savage Dragon and a Lady Dragon in there. So, yeah, fuck Leo, I guess. Yeah. Also, I was surprised that Leo's
the one they left out, right?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I thought he was the most popular one. I didn't like him the most, but I thought Leonardo was the most popular. The older I get, the more I realize nobody likes that character.
Everybody felt that way that you felt when you were a kid, that everybody else thought that everybody else liked him.
Leo was Cyclops. Leo is Cyclops.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Whoa, wow.
Hey.
God, I love Cyclops.
Dude, I love Cyclops too, but I love Cyclops for the same reasons I love Leo. He's the guy that's got to make the tough decisions.
Yeah, see, I like Leo way more now as an adult. But now I can relate to all 4 in scary ways.
You know it's a tight joint when?
Is that Storm Collectibles?
Yeah,
wow, amazing. Gosh, man.
Also, I always forget that they have the teched out shells.
That's cool.
Dude.
Right?
I would love to buy one of those and make Donnie now. That'd be cool. Right? The swappable shell out for Donnie.
So I'll tell you later. Yeah, just later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Leo is Cyclops. Wet blanket. So fellas, hope everyone is having a great night tonight. Thanks, Samurai. I appreciate it, dude.
Hey, Samurai Chris, that guy is a phenomenal human being right there.
Oh,
that guy, he built me my TOYCHANIC lab Dio.
Oh, that's badass.
He's awesome, man. He's very talented. Just I love that guy a lot.
Samurai, send pictures of your stuff. I'll pimp it on here. I always pimp my buddy made 1979 Customs.
Yeah.
Who also does amazing Dio work.
Watch, he's gonna be all humble.
If you have customs, send pictures because I absolutely love to showcase those. I'm actually working on something that's basically going to be like a little fan showcase type thing of if you're in the chat, you do customs, send me pictures because I want to showcase you guys.
Dude, he does original Star Wars characters and they are freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Cool designs. Yeah, very cool guy.
Leo Cyclops is Don's Beast, Raphael's Wolverine, and Mikey's Gambit. I don't know.
Mikey's Gambit?
I don't know.
We can't get into that. That's so.
Dave, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you? I'm god dang, all right. I'm doing good. I guess not that good. I mean, that's a lot of digits.
That is a lot of digits there.
But there we go. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, the going back. So this was a very segue thing. That's okay. What would be your top 3? Or let's do top 4 because I don't want to go about this again. Let's go top 4 from NECA, top 4 from Super 7 that have not been announced yet. So what would be your dream figure for them to make?
Oh, what do I want? So from NECA, well, I just talked about earlier, I want those. It counts as 1. We'll do 1. The 4 original, the toy colors.
Yep.
I want that as a 4-pack, really bad. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of. Walkabout's one I definitely want, and I would want him in both lines. I love that character. That design is just one of my favorites.
Did he appear in the cartoon?
I was just thinking the same thing. I
really cannot remember.
I don't remember. I just remember having that toy, and
dude, that toy ruled.
I loved him, man. That's just one of my. He's so freaking cool. I'm
seeing if he did pop up in the.
I'm also looking.
What I'd really like too is either, I guess I'd rather NECA do it, but I would love for them to do the inner tubes.
Brother, Oh
God,
my
I
gosh.
love
And you want
so
NECA to
much.
do it. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I like the aesthetic of NECA. It's the reason I didn't buy the Super 7 turtle van is because for like, what was it, 30-40 bucks, I found it at Walmart. It looks, I mean, no offense to Super 7, but that re-released turtle van looks
That's neat.
exactly like the
That's cool.
Super 7, but was $40 or something. I love him, man. He's so cool. Yeah, that's a cool
that was a cool piece of art.
No, I love it. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other things. I want Donatello's machine, the coffee machine from the.
Oh hell yeah! There's
Oh,
a
that's a
guy on
great call.
Instagram that is selling those.
Really?
I have to, I'll
He
find it.
immediately signs off.
Send it
Yeah,
to
please.
him. Yes,
I'm on
bye.
my phone the rest of the night.
Because he posted it up and said that he was going to release kits, and I was like, I turned on notifications for whenever he posts. I'm trying to think of his name now. It's or their name.
That's
figure
crazy.
that
I love
out.
that idea.
Yeah, I would love to have that. That's amazing. Seeing that we're getting the
Everything.
looks like we're getting the set. Gosh, from Super 7, I'm trying to think like cool things. Like I think like Wingnut would look really cool from Super 7 just because of the size, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The
I don't
NECA
know
was
I don't know how different it would be from the NECA one.
right.
Okay.
Well,
The NECA one's
I guess
cool.
I look at it and I'm like, man, it's so. I remember whenever I was a kid, think about like how little, like
Wingnut
Screw
was?
Loose.
Or
Yeah,
Screw
Wingnut
Loose?
was. Yeah, Screw Loose was.
And now he's a figure.
Yeah, man, it sucks because right now all I really want, big thing I want from NECA is tournament fighter stuff.
Ooh, all of
Like,
it.
All
It's
of
got to
it.
be coming. I mean,
Yeah,
it already
almost-
kind of was.
I have a feeling. I have, and again, like I've had that feeling about the VHS box sets of like they got to do it right, like it's
Yeah.
fucking happening, and now it is happening.
Right.
But I feel like they'll do like the San Diego pack of like either the turtles or they'll be like the core tournament fighter like figures of like, so that might be how we get Armagon if the loot crate thing
Right.
falls through. But
Yeah.
it's like, who would you get from tournament fighters as far as like where you go into the roster, you know what I mean?
Man, it'd be all. I want that badass purple Rat King who looks like he could kick a hole through a car door. That guy was
yeah.
rough, man. And I want Neutrino's cars. I want Neutrino cars so bad.
Sure.
That's something I want so bad. Especially after them showing off Neutrinos. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Who are we messing with here?
Like, yeah, I like the Neutrinos. I'm one of the 3 people that I think that actually like them.
Dude, is it weird? Okay, I'll put this out there. I ordered them because I caved, but like I thought it was weird that they went with like the season 1 look of the Neutrino.
Yeah,
with the really big heads and really tiny bodies. Because I'm like, that's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
I thought the same
I don't
thing.
know why
It's
they keep doing it. It's they're gonna have the same thing, the same problem that they have with that April, the giant head, the bobblehead, right?
Yeah, I had to get another head for her because I was like, I can't have this on my shelf.
I am looking at alternative heads for her because I'm like,
you might want to wait a couple weeks before you make a move. If they do end up releasing that 2-pack with the foot soldier, it's possible they just rework the head at that point and release a new one.
When you got her next to your turtles, you need a bigger April body. She's so tiny. Like the head would be fine if you just made the body bigger.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Allmine, nobody knows what's going on with Loot Crate. There's a bunch of speculation right now, though, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I don't know. My Super 7 list is pretty short, just because I don't know how many of those toys I still want. I think PandaCon would be sick.
Ooh, PandaCon would be dope. I would love a Hothead.
Yeah. Oh,
imagine what they could do with Hothead.
Dude, the lion, the king.
Lionheart.
Lionheart. I think he would be really clean, like in a toy.
You know what? No, here. Fuck all the rest. You know what? I got the winner. The good old Maine Moose himself.
Oh yeah, that would be just a giant.
Right? Yeah. I would love a pro wrestling Mikey. I'm a big wrestling dork, so
I get it.
I think that'd be super fun.
I want big characters from Super 7. If I'm gonna get these characters, like I want the big ones.
If PandaCon was like Gorilla, like just fucking like hulking, that'd be so
yeah.
dope.
I think you'd have fun with that. I don't know, that fits into the fun aspect
Kind of
of it. Yeah, I think it's cool, man.
And just on the look of the aesthetic of your display, having the size difference is I think that's key. If you have if every one of your figures is 6 inches, there's no difference in height, and it's just on a purely look aesthetic.
Yeah.
I think that's important to change that up.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. And with NECA really taking over, I mean, gosh, it's just so much. That's where the predominance of that scale is flowing from. It's like, all right, well, we'll use those until those KO turtles look, or not KO, but third-party turtles coming out. Look,
dude, I'm so
awesome.
curious. I'm so curious. Oh shit!
They showed Donnie.
Pizza face from Super 7.
That'd be cool.
The Donnie didn't ship yet. Leo's the first one.
They showed the Donatello, correct?
Oh yeah. They showed Leo and they showed Donnie, but they haven't. Neither have come out yet though.
No. Yeah, they showed Donnie.
Yeah.
That was enough to make me like, if that's the only one I get, then that's the only one. Obviously, I'm gonna go for all 4. But oh my god.
Neil Robinson asks, curious to know what Billy's favorite turtle movie is.
Turtle movie. Okay. So this is what loses me fans is whenever like the films for me are like my least favorite of turtle things. I don't hate the movies. I don't hate the movies. They just fall lower on comic, video game, cartoon.
Yeah.
Boom. So the first movie, the first live action movie would be my favorite film for sure. I love Corey Feldman as Donnie too. That's so funny.
Yak face.
Yeah. So
Bill,
good. Yeah. It'd have to be the first one, man. Absolutely.
Billy, what's your hot take on the Mezco set?
Pre-ordered as soon as it happens. Yeah,
So here's my question about it though, because this was something that was kind of bugging me about it, because I was looking at the anatomy of a turtle. It's like, okay, so what can Mezco do outside of like a cloth belt and pads that you're not getting from NECA or Super 7? You know what I mean?
I think it's funny because it's just like a slightly different design. It's something that's just a little bit different, and I don't know if that's maybe it's just my turtle brain thinking that way. But it's like when I look at it, I was like, well, it's a new turtle from Mezco. That's now I've got Mezco turtles. Yeah, and that's probably a really bad way to think about things. But until we see more, I don't know, because also
more accessories.
Yeah, better joints would be great. It's Mezco. But I will buy it. Don't get me wrong. I do love me some Mezco stuff, but I'm interested to see more, because we all know those first shots of Mezco products.
Also, it could be 4 years before we actually see the product.
Yeah. Anything from the 80s apparently is taking a while.
I guess, because that was one where when they announced it, I was like, that's really cool. And then my brain went, so, it's just the thing of like, I don't like, unless they're giving us like, the cloth sash for the belt. Yeah. Like, I couldn't think of what they would do for soft goods.
We need to see, I need to see. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things like, cause I love the Ghostbusters that they did. I love that they're like this awesome amalgam of like IDW comics and the film. And I was like, damn, that hit a really nice like bridge.
I gotta grab something for you then.
That's exciting. It's always I love those. I love the figures that can bridge a gap though. Like that's fun. I have a Transformers Turtles that I found the other day from a third-party company, and I was like,
that's a slippery slope though, because it just expands. We already have so much stuff to collect if you just stick to straight Turtles. And now you're going to Transformers and Ghostbusters. Yeah, and the wrestlers, and there's all sorts of stuff.
So, I never got the dang Spangler Donnie, and it breaks my heart that I missed it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I missed that one. There's a Grail. Hey, there's a Grail piece.
There you go. My buddy Eric Burnham actually wrote the series, like wrote the Ghostbusters and wrote the Turtle crossover, and
it's so good too.
So I got the figure, but I was like, but Turtles with hair is weird looking to me. So
it is.
This is actually the 2012 Pez Dispenser Head.
I love that so much.
And the cool thing is, you can move it a little bit. It's really tight on there, but I made a joint for it.
That shot of Donatello with a proton pack on, and he's like, all right, guys, let's try it out. I was just like,
oh, it's happening.
Bro, IDW comics are just so good it's not fair sometimes to other comics, I don't think. But
That actually leads into my buddy David Tussler asked favorite TMNT comic series.
oh man, that initial like currently right now it has to be that IDW run, man. I loved the first, just that first arc is just incredible. I love the reincarnation aspect. That was so amazing to me. I was like, that's amazing. I just absolutely love it. It's like that's the real dad now. The tie is there. That was too good. And then Leo turning
Dark Leo.
Series. Yeah, it's a hot series, man. It's just good.
TMNT Ghostbusters was a great crossover. Loved. Oh, Dan Schoening killed it in that.
So good. Yeah, that was
the best turn. See, and like I am loving the IDW series for nostalgia reasons. I love TMNT Adventures, the Archie series, like because and the weird thing is that's what got me in as far as the comics go. Like because the Mirage series, I couldn't get my hands on them up here. Like I was born in '87, so like I came in kind of after that had begun, but I wasn't old enough to really read until the TMNT Adventure stuff was hitting.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 127. You're correct. 127.
It is. It's like I can't.
Oh, will you be getting the NECA Last Ronin? Yes.
Oh, good question.
Yes, both of them. Shirtless or not.
You just want that naughty topless.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, that's a sexy turtle. So ridiculous. I was pretty upset whenever I found out that was two figures. Though I was like, "Oh my god, are we doing this?"
As soon as they showed one of each, I was just like, "Yeah, that's got to be separate." Because I was thinking like the engineering that they would have to do to make that ball joint pop, and to make it something that they wouldn't just be like, "Well, we have to now break that figure."
Yeah, man, I would love a Donatello.
What up, Rob?
Gotta be great.
Rob Leon said, "Nice to see the stream still going strong. Love to see Billy on the channel. Welcome back, Dan. Billy fixed my friend's Torian's Mezco figure. I think it was Nosferatu."
Oh, yeah, those poor elbows, poor Nas.
Stupid, sexy turtle. That's another one of the fun things is like I've noticed like the lag has become longer and longer depending on like what day I'm streaming on now. So it's like, where are we catching up to? Boom, there we are. All right, so we're at about a 30-second lag for some reason, but
there you go.
But that's okay. So we went through favorite or wish list figures. What are the figures that you're most looking forward to that are already announced and already coming out?
Oh man, I mean, we hit them a minute ago, but I have fallen in love with third-party figures so much because I feel like a lot of them are giving us what we asked for in a trial run, almost. If that makes sense. So it's like not as risky. It feels like for other companies, but like I just got that. It's not turtle related, but it's that. What's it called? Is it Stab of Hades? It's the Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Figure.
Non-Deathstroke.
Yeah, non-Deathstroke. I love that figure. It's super fun, cool. There's like a few things that, whatever, but that's almost every figure. Rarely do you get a 10. You know, in my opinion, rarely do you get a 10 out of the box. Which, you know, that's why we're here. We're here to mod and customize and do all that fun stuff. But dude, those freaking third-party turtles have me hyped so much. I want to get them in my hands. That's why, because it's a new company. Mezco turtles excite me as well because I want to get them in my hands. I want to see.
It's the curiosity
because NECA's fun, you know. But it's like I know what to expect. Every now and then I get one and I'm like, damn. I was like, all right, NECA, you threw me on this one. Like, this is really, really nice. But it's like I saw that Usagi coming out and I'm like, I have a custom Usagi that I made. That's one of my favorite figures. It's not to brag. I did what I wanted and I got my Usagi the way I wanted him. And I saw that one coming out and I was like, man, what is that? 7 points of articulation. He's a little chunky little Usagi. He looks wonderful. He looks great. I want him on my shelf, don't get me wrong, and it's accurate. But it's like, you can't do a whole lot with that unless you were to go full cloth, and then that's not their MO, you know. But those third-party turtles, man, got me hyped. And I want that turtle van that we were talking about. That
Underground Arsenal.
Underground Arsenal. That's it. Yeah,
It looks
that's
real good.
I just need to make sure I clean out room for it.
Bean, are you okay? What's going on? Bane versus Pastrami on Rye from Wolfie's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I don't understand what just happened in the chat.
I think the pastrami on Rye's got him. Just so you know.
True. Just
yeah.
The seeds on the bread would just cut that venom too.
It's just enough. That's enough. Sorry, Bane.
Game over. His weakness is deli meats.
Think of the meat sweats took Bane out.
Oh God. Okay, now here's a strange segue. Speaking of meat sweats,
yes.
So Rise of the TMNT, really funky show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't. Did you pick up any of the figures from that line?
I have Donnie, but I have him on card.
Okay,
that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if there were any of those designs that you really dug on, just because they are so off the wall. Because there's a character called Meat Sweats.
Oh yeah, was he a pig?
Yeah, he's a giant like pig butcher.
He's the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what up, Smitty? We did.
I don't know. I liked I kind of dug Donnie a little bit. I mean, it's for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I can't ever tell if I'm in on the whole full wrap of the head. Yeah, I can't tell. It's like, I get it. I really. Please don't take this the wrong way. I like what Michael Bay did with putting the gear on Donnie's head. It's all you'll ever get out of me for that thing that happened there. But I like that. I like Donnie having gear on him. I think it's fun. I think it makes sense. And it makes sense in the books. You know, you'll see some of that. And Ben Bishop probably did. So me and Ben Bishop met years ago when he was selling a Giants of Justice prototype of Aquaman. It's a 13-inch. It was a prototype. And I have 2 of them now. It's amazing.
Wow.
Dude, within 3 months, I got 2. It was bananas. Damn. But anyways, I met Ben, and he wasn't on Turtles at the time. He wasn't starting Aggregate. He didn't do any of this stuff. He was just this guy. And so I love his turtle designs. And I love
like Nathan the Caveman Day or Nate the Caveman Days.
There you go. Yeah,
I know Ben. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And dude, he put this little tool pouch on Donnie's belt, and I love that.
It's just such a little bit that just goes such a long way.
It brought me back to 2003, where Donnie, he's always got his tools with him.
He was always ready to roll.
But it's funny because I'm a grown ass man, and yes, I use a backpack daily. But that's who I am. And I've got tools in it. Yeah, I've got tools in it. I have tools in my backpack just in case for anything that's going to come my way. So I just thought that was just I don't know, kind of geeked out a little squeal there. I was like, oh, Donnie does that. I do that. Yeah, I do that. That's really neat.
I'm a turtle.
That's me. I was like, I know, I get it though. I can relate. It's so cool, man. I love that.
Apparently, sorry, Clayface. Apparently, you got blocked for 5 minutes. Sorry, my thing just like flashed up. I was like, what happened?
Clayface blocked himself. What you get for being a villain, Clayface?
Yes,
Marco.
There's a new amazing Clayface figure out there.
Oh, that McFarlane one?
Yeah. I mean, I know what the reviews aren't great on it, but just on looks alone, if you don't touch the thing, it looks great.
Oh, it just looks
it looks like something that I wouldn't want to pick up with my fingers.
Right? I still have been dying because one of my friends got it, and he's just like, I think I'm just going to put like random yellow specks on him. And I'm like, what? Never mind. It's like, oh. I'm like, you were making a shit demon. All right. Oh, the second Big Turtle was good. I would love to see a company make good figures based on those designs. The second movie, they were just like, fuck it. Like, this is a cartoon.
And that's what's cool about having opinions.
Nice.
just stop there.
I stand by it. My favorite part of any of those movies was Bebop and Rocksteady. Because they
were actually pretty fun.
They looked so fucking cool too. Like
they were.
I have the 3-0 ones that they did.
Oh, cool! How are those?
They're chunky boys. I'll take them out. Just stay on after the show because we just got a couple minutes left. I'll unearth them.
Absolutely.
They'll be behind a few figures, mainly the Mondo Mousers, the robot dogs, if you will.
The robot dogs. So amazing.
But Dan, you look like you had a question, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm good. It's getting late. My mind's all over the place.
That's fair. Oh no, I just got. Sorry, the thing. I have the stupid notifications on, and my buddy just put, "Cody, why have you forsaken us?" Never mind. There we go.
That's okay.
I don't even have to watch it. I just get the highlights.
There you go.
I guess we'll throw it out there. Like, what was there anything non-figure related from Turtles that still sticks with you to this day? Like, not necessarily that you still have, but something that sticks out in your mind. Like, for me, it's those stupid ooze pudding pies. Which
you follow the pie guy?
Yeah.
Dude, he's super cool. Yeah, that's so crazy that there's a guy who's all about the turtle pies.
Dude,
those, man.
It's not even all pies. He just has an account dedicated to the turtle pies.
The artwork, he's trying to figure out. If I'm not mistaken, he's like this close or has already figured out how to make the filling.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's the fact that it's possibly that he's just this close, and to me, it's either like you're there or just don't even try it. Like the fact that you have to work on an experiment and try to figure out the exact concoction to do it. That's way too much work for a 1986 pastry.
I mean, at the end of the day, isn't it just the vanilla pudding with
green dye? Somebody get this guy on the phone.
He's got the vanilla pudding. There was something else. There's like a pudding cup, and I'm like, all right, what's that all about? And then there's a lemon pie. Probably the thing that's missing. I bet it's like radium, and you can't really legally put that in stuff anymore. So that's Yeah.
Shaggy. Yes, those pies. I remember walking 2 blocks in Chicago to get them from the corner store after saving money to get them.
Right.
Yeah. Just one thing that I do remember is my beach towel. I had a beach towel.
Hell yeah.
I still have it.
Nice.
That's my wife's favorite hair towel.
This is gonna sound like a weird one, but so what's the design on it?
So I know it's like a red border on it, and oh man, I have to grab it and show, because it's like hella faded, but everything's still there. It's like all 4 of the boys are on there, and it's a fairly large towel.
Yeah, I got it. It's just a red border. It's got a blue background. It's got the 4 turtles. It's just like the general marketing, if this is the right one, general marketing design of the turtles with the logo on the bottom.
It's a very style guide-y kind of thing, but I want to say their heads aren't as round as those style guide turtles are usually were. I want to say they're a little more, back, I guess it was the earlier ones, they had the heads more like that.
Yeah,
more rounded. Yeah. But yeah, that's one. I don't know. That was one of my things.
I think I just found it on Mercari. Good gravy. That's a spicy towel.
Is it?
Oh, I found it on eBay. I didn't even look at the price, but if you want it on eBay, it's going for over $100. Stop letting your wife dry her hair with it.
That's it. Yeah, there it is.
Hey,
that one looks new. That's the one I found was very faded.
Who needs Mitch talking? I'm just kidding, Mitch. Don't get angry. Mitch is the fantastic mod that's usually here, and he is the most wondrous.
Mitch just earned a day off.
Yeah, that time and time again. But hell yeah. So I guess Bill, we're down to the last 6 minutes.
Okay.
What do you got coming up, man? Plug the living daylights out of everything. Also, Billy's socials and everything are in the description below. Make sure to go over and give him a like, follow, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. So what you got coming up? I'm giving you the spotlight, boss.
Man, I really hope that I can finally carve out some time to put up more tutorials. I haven't done tutorials in months. It feels like for YouTube. I love doing those. I like throwing those out for you. I got a lot of Mafex stuff coming up. There is a birthday tutorial I want to do on this freaking Aquaman that everybody keeps saying is me, which pretty funny. A thigh mod would be fun to do that. I have a lot of repairs coming up, guys. It's just constantly always coming in. I've got some real weird ones that came in, these weird dragon kind of figures that I'm really excited about doing. Other than that, man, it keeps going. One thing I will say that is coming up is I did this once before. I did a live garage sale on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
And to clear out stuff out of my room and to give people good deals. It went off so well and great that I'm definitely going to be doing one of those again. And I might have some other collectors hop on to try to sell some stuff as well with me.
Wow.
So we can all kind of like spring clean together. And
I know a guy. I'm just saying.
Hey, it's one of those things where it worked really, really well. My wife sat here, she put in like, numbers, and it was awesome. It was super fun. We chatted, and I started pulling things off the shelf that like I wasn't planning on selling. Somebody was like, "Hey, do you have a Hercules?" I was like, "I do," and now you have one. So no, it was very cool. It's a fun idea. It's cool to get with the community and help out the community like that too. And you're helping me out because God knows I need the space because I need space for more turtles. I'm buying turtle vans at this point.
Guys, if you didn't have a reason already to follow Bill on social media,
Sorry,
that's I don't know what you just did, but that's reason enough. When it sounds like that's an easy way for collectors to bulk up their collections, get some good deals. Whenever that thing goes live, you guys are gonna want to know about it.
It's really cool. It's an awesome.
That's very cool, yeah.
Man, yeah, dude, it's fun.
Hell yeah, and I'm toying with the, no pun intended. I'm toying with the idea of actually joining up with Whatnot. To give that a go too, but we'll
see. Talk to you off stream and convince you not to do that.
That's fair. You can talk to me on stream, anyways. Real quick, Dan, what do you got coming up, man?
Yeah, I thought I had a live podcast of the Bitter Mark Show coming up this Tuesday. I just got a text from my producer literally 30 seconds ago saying he's stuck in Vegas and won't get back till Wednesday, so I don't know if that's happening now. That's fine. Maybe he wins some more money. Maybe he loses more money. Either way, I do have the episodes of the Flips and Bumps podcast, which is not a wrestling podcast. It is a podcast just based on me and the other host, where we go out and we go to garage sales and Goodwills and other thrift stores and try to pick up things for cheap and put them on eBay to sell for more. And we talk about what we pick up and give you tips on how to sell your stuff. And if you're interested in my wrestling career, you can check me out in, let's see, I will be in Long Island, New York for Cap Wrestling on May 14th. I will be the next day for also in Long Island for FWF. And then the following week, May 21st, if you're in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, I'll be at the Wrestling Con. You can also just follow me on Bitter Marks on Twitter and Instagram, and all the dates and all the links will be on there.
His links are also below. As always, you can find me right here Monday through Wednesday, and next week also Friday on the Dave Wonder channels. We got toy news, we got customizing, we have unboxing, we have shows like Turtle Talk, Motu Mania, and coming up, Articulisted. More
is that the Friday show?
Too. Huh?
Is that the Friday show?
Maybe.
Oh, you're not telling. Oh, okay. I wanted you to sell me on this thing.
So you know what? Screw it. Basically, it's going to be me. It's going to be Joe Anger, and it's going to be Shartimus Prime doing our top 5 toy lines of all time. We're all coming up with our own lists, and we have to convince each other of why each is the best.
Ooh, I like that.
So we got that coming up. We'll have a rotating cast of characters through there too. So Billy, you are always more than welcome anytime on the Dave Wonder channel. So if you want to come back, it would be my honor to have you on here, my friend.
Love it. Wonderful. You guys are great.
But thank you. But real shocking, Dave has secrets. Not a lot. But my dog is whimpering outside the door. I feel kind of bad. But real quick, big thank you to everybody in the chat except Clayface.
Take him.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and spending your time this fine evening with us old shell heads. So until next time, folks, Turtle Power. Post-credit Mikey!